Hey TCF family, join me in congratulating Craig for being November's Member of the Month. What's up, Craig?
How's it going?
So tell us a little bit about yourself. What's your occupation, age, where you're from, usual class time, just general things.
Yes, my name's Craig, and I am 36. I'll be 37 at the end of this month.
Mm-hmm.
Or I guess, I don't know if you're posting, when you're posting this one.
Yeah,
But
November.
Halloween, I'll be 37.
Uh-huh.
I am originally from Maryland, grew up there my whole life, then moved around a bunch between New York, California, back to Maryland, and eventually down here from New York, actually. So
Okay. Cool. And then usual class time.
I'm usually at the 7:30 class. Sometimes the 8:30 if I stay behind or if I'm late getting to class.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
You mean the 7 tardy class?
the 7:30 class, yeah.
Everybody seems to be like 2-3 minutes late to that class because of traffic in the
That's why I
morning.
was late today. I wouldn't be on time if I
Yeah.
wasn't late.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
For work, I work at Meta right now. I work on our smart glasses products, and one of which we just announced a week ago. Although I guess when people see this,
It'll be
they'll
a month
actually
ago.
be out in the world.
Oh, cool.
So October 17th they come out.
Yeah. So what is that like? Just glasses that can have more capabilities or whatever, or
So these glasses are just Ray-Ban style glasses that have cameras on them, speakers on them, microphone arrays so that you can take phone calls, take pictures, take videos, listen to music.
Oh, cool.
All that kind of stuff. And they have like built-in AI kind of chatbot to it as well. So you can ask it all sorts of questions.
so it's kind of like the whole like smartwatch sort of idea, but then just kind of in a glasses form. Similar.
Kind of, but no display.
Okay.
So you don't see anything ever.
Nothing comes
It's
across.
only it's only audio the whole time.
I mean,
if
that's pretty
anything.
cool.
And I actually specifically work on the app on your phone that connects the glasses to the app. So my whole team works a lot on like uploading images, settings, just making sure that like your glasses are functional and are connecting appropriately to
Like
your
the phone and the glasses work together.
Yep.
How'd you get into that space?
Smart glasses or tech?
I guess tech leads into smart glasses,
Yeah.
right? So I guess how'd you get into tech in the first place?
Total accident.
Uh-huh.
I was at NYU looking for an internship, and I found one at Nickelodeon, which just seemed like a fun place to work. I had no idea what the job actually was.
You're just
I
like, "Hey,
applied
I like that."
anyways. I interviewed well, apparently, and the person hired me to be their intern. As soon as I showed up, my manager's manager like went out on medical leave, and then 2 months into that job, my manager quit.
So all of a sudden you were like,
I was an intern running an apartment essentially, and they offered me a job. So I learned a lot of what I do now on the job, but it was still very related to my background because my undergrad and my master's are in cultural studies, and I eventually left Nickelodeon after 3 years and went back to work on a doctorate in user research, which is around when I ended up going to Google in the middle of that. So
okay, cool. And so there wasn't any sort of like, I don't know, you initially talked about it, I thought like you liked Nickelodeon, you're like, oh yeah, let's go there. It was just
Yeah.
kind of like a happenstance.
Yep. I didn't know exactly what the job was, so I learned it all once I got there.
Oh,
And my manager at the time who left, like, she just kind of threw me in and was like, here, you're going to write the reports. Here, you're going to run the research. And I
Like a
swam,
head-
I guess.
Yeah, you either sink or you swim, and
Yeah.
you at least were able to keep your head above water. Cool.
Yeah, so that eventually, I mean, again, happenstance getting into Google, it's like they say, it's who you know. I happened to know somebody who knew of an opening and got me a job. Like within a 3-week period, I packed up my life and moved to California.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so did that for about 7 years, and that's where I ended up in like started working on some smart glasses space there, and then eventually got a job at Meta working in the same space.
Okay, so like the tech stuff, then you somehow got into the smart glasses space, and now that's kind of like your, I guess, specialty or something like that. in a way?
It's just something I work on. I would still say like kids and family products are my specialty. That's what
Okay.
brought me to Google in the beginning as well.
Okay.
And even when I wasn't working on those products directly at Google, I actually advised different teams who were doing kids and family projects while I was doing other work.
What's the coolest thing that you've worked on that you can talk about or whatever?
Whoa. depends on how we define cool.
Yeah, well, I guess for you personally, like you were like, oh, that's really cool. I got to work on those glasses or work on that app or something.
Yeah,
like
I
that,
mean,
or-
I've worked on Google Assistant before it was ever released, so that was kind of cool. My work specifically with the kids helped give it a little more personality.
yeah.
I also, while working in our kids department, I think the coolest one in this was we built these like little cardboard robots with some mechanics inside that were like little smart robots, and we actually ended up partnering with Pokemon and going to one of their like Pokemon World tournaments. I think I don't remember if it was like trading card one or whatever, but we had our own little booth where kids could like make their own robot Pokemon and then battle them.
Oh, cool.
So that was very cool.
Yeah.
Never a product that was like released any further than that. It was something that we had just done with them.
Yeah, yeah. Jeez, where was that when I was a kid? That would have been
Yeah.
awesome. It would have been awesome to have around or whatever. But cool, man. I guess with like the Google Assistant stuff, like I guess you said you kind of gave it a little bit more personality or whatever from the, I guess, kids family side of things.
Yeah.
What was that like the app sort of thing that you kind of worked on, or
No, it was more like we had the kids interact with what the Google Assistant was at that time, and it was like it was just kind of dull. Like they didn't really give it opinions or like give it anything funny to say. And when you put something like that in front of kids, it's like super robotic and like straightforward.
Yeah.
They're gonna rip it apart.
Yeah.
Then usually the kids that I work with or have worked with in those spaces like tend to be extremely honest. So like they're gonna tell you when they hate something.
You're like, "Yeah,
and
I
be
don't like
very
it."
direct about it. It's part of what I like about working with kids a lot of the time is they will typically be more honest with me than adults will be.
they just say straight up, I don't like it,
Yeah.
or something like that.
They're also
Cool.
more imaginative, I'll say, than adults. So like working in research, you know, we tend to ask people to like think about what they would want or what they would need out of the products that we're making. And you know, I feel like you hit walls with adults because you've like grown up and you've built these walls around like what's possible and what's not. Whereas when you work with kids, like they haven't built those walls up yet. And so they will imagine anything under the sun that they would want or need out of a product. And even if it's not like, even if you can't build that unicorn that flies them across the world, like you can interpret that to mean things like, oh, they want to like see things around the world. So what could we build that would give them that opportunity, even if it's not that magical unicorn that they can hop on and ride over?
Yeah, right, or something like that. That's cool. It's cool. It's kind of keeps you more kind of like imaginative or whatever, right? Keeps
Yeah.
you more engaged that way.
Yep.
Cool. And is that kind of doing those things? Does that kind of cause you to be able to travel the world, or is this something that you like to do?
I don't know that has caused me to travel the world. I just travel the world because I like to do that.
Yeah, just like to go see different things and stuff.
Surprisingly, I've never had a chance yet to be on a product when it was being like internationalized, and so I've never actually done like overseas research yet.
So what? Because you're just so much in the starting phase. and
Yeah,
things
a
like
lot
that,
of the
and
products
them?
I've worked on were like early on, right at the start, and you typically focus on like U.S. market, maybe a few international markets, but they typically don't immediately spread around the world. At least the ones that I've worked on.
Okay, cool, awesome. And then we were talking and stuff, and you had mentioned that you learned most of the things when you were a kid, like in French. So
Yeah.
Why? Because you said you're from Maryland, right?
Yeah, I am from Maryland.
So you're not from like Ontario or something
I
like that?
vividly remember it was my mother. I was walking with my mom into a Kmart or something like that. I was only like 4. And her saying, like, just asking me in the moment, like, would I want to go to a school and learn French? And of course, small child, I don't know what
Like,
I'm
yeah.
talking about. I said yes. And so I ended up going to this magnet program in Maryland where from kindergarten on, like, you learn pretty much everything in French other than obviously the English classes we did on the side. But like music, math, like everything was in French. So it was kind of cool. Gave me a different experience. I ended up getting into like other languages because of that. I've done Spanish, Japanese, American Sign Language, German.
And so do you remember like a lot of them now, or are they kind of all gone to the wayside?
French is I can still be very like conversational with, and I can understand it if somebody's speaking to me. The rest are probably more like basic conversational. Again, Spanish, like I can understand for the most part if they're talking to
Just
me. I
can't
can
speak it
do
super
a few
well.
words here and there. Japanese is probably a little bit better because I did more years in Japanese than I did in Spanish. And ASL, I could probably get some of the words, but I need to. That's when you really got to practice to remember.
Yeah, that's cool. So Spanish, Japanese, sign language, French.
French. I did a semester of German, but
okay, yeah. So maybe half of that. That's cool. And so you got like maybe let's say 4 or 5 languages or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
Oh, I mean a little bit of Arabic from when I went to Sudan as well, but.
Jeez, okay, so you know 6 more languages than I do. I barely know English. That's cool, man. Awesome. And so then something else that the coaches wanted to ask you about was like, why do you wear the toe shoes?
Why do I wear the toe shoes?
Because I think you and one other person in the gym wear the Vibram finger toes or whatever they're called, sort of thing.
I've just gotten used to it. I saw them when they first came out, and I had always... I've struggled, but like I've almost kind of flat feet, and I weirdly have felt like my feet have gotten stronger because of doing the like barefoot shoes, because you have to be a lot more conscious of how you're standing and how you're walking. So that like mind body connection, I think, is a little more deliberate when you wear them, because you actually feel everything under your feet and how you're standing. And,
so it's not necessarily feels. Like the finger toe part of it, but just the barefoot part of it. Okay. Yeah, because like I remember when you first walked in, I was like, okay, I haven't seen those in a long time.
Oh, I've got multiple pairs. I got pairs I can go hiking in. I've got like casual at home slip-on ones.
your home toe shoes, your hiking toe shoes, your workout toe shoes. Jeez. So like, and I think you also have like a bunch of different colors too, right? Because you'll sometimes match them with your shirts or whatever.
I have a couple of those for the gym. They only last so long. The gym makes them like rank after a while, so every like couple of years I have to trade them out.
Are you able to wear socks with those, or like do you wear the finger toe socks?
Some people do. I do not.
Yeah, just a little too much.
Yeah.
Cool, man. Awesome. And so then wanted to also get into like your fitness. So you've been at the gym for 2 years, right? And you said you've been working out since how long?
Since probably,
you said I think 19 years.
Depends on what you
19 years of working out.
Like I didn't start going to the gym until probably my freshman year of college. But I think like we were talking about earlier, like before that I was a firefighter EMT, which comes with a lot of training just in doing that. I also ran Boy Scout camps, or worked at and ran Boy Scout camps for almost a decade. And a lot of that over the summer requires just manual labor for 3 months straight. So
yeah, you're just like a person.
No need to go to the gym when I'm doing that.
Yeah, cool. And then you also got super big into rugby and stuff, right?
Yeah, that was 2015. I joined while it was in California.
Okay.
One of the teams that was being run of Google people who were playing. I just wanted to meet new people, try something that seemed hard.
Yeah.
So I tend to like put myself in those situations.
Yeah.
Just to try something out, but I've loved it ever since. It's the first sport that I now understand why people like yell at the TV for.
Yeah, so you're kind of watching a rugby match or whatever. And
yeah.
Oh God, no, or something like
exactly.
that. Cool. And so like, what I guess what makes you continue to play? Because you said you've been playing all the way up until like the 2020, 2021 time frame.
Yeah.
And then now you just kind of play like. Is that like exhibition tournaments or?
Yeah, so when I moved back to New York, I joined one of the International Gay Rugby League teams there, and played with them for the 4+ years that I was there the last time. I think like pandemic happened, and then practices didn't happen.
Yeah,
your body feels beat up after 4 years of rugby too. So I decided to just step back for a little while, but I still will play with that team from New York, like anytime they go out on tournaments. So I played with them this past summer over in Charlotte for the North American Cup, which they won, by the way.
Oh, cool.
And then I will hopefully make it out to Rome in May, where we're going to have the big international tournament as well.
Oh, wow. So like it's not just within the States, it's like
teams from all around the world. We've placed second in the last 2,
out of the country,
out of like the world of IGR teams.
Oh wow.
So they're still trying to get number 1.
Oh wow, that's cool. And so do who do you think, this was a fun question I wanted to ask, who do you think is better at rugby, you, Anthony, or Charles?
Oh God.
Because I think y'all three, y'all have like.
Which one of us is younger?
Yeah. Well, I think I don't have ever heard of Charles playing rugby anytime recently. I know Anthony played like I think 2 years ago, and he was so beat up, he's like, I'm done, or something like that. So.
Yeah. No, I don't know.
I mean, that sport is crazy, dude. I mean, it's football without the pads, essentially.
Yeah.
Right. So people just.
Without the pads and without all the breaks, like rugby just constantly goes. So,
so
like,
there's
that's
no,
where
like.
you have to have a like decent amount of cardio and strength at the same time, because the play almost never stops unless a ref calls a foul or something.
So you
or
go
a
like
penalty.
10, 15 minutes nonstop, just play.
Constantly running. And typically my job when I play with my team is to just tackle people. And so I will go from hitting one person to rolling out of that and hitting another person. Because that's what I do well.
So you don't really have a position on the field. You're just like, hey,
I do.
go get that person.
So I'm typically at this point a flanker, which we'd have to go into all the details of rugby.
What is that? Yeah.
But essentially it means that like I play with the forwards, so the defensive part of the team. But I'm also supposed to be one of the quicker ones out of a scrum to like go after the ball once it's back in play.
Just make sure they don't make a run for it or something like that.
Yep.
That's cool. And so you don't really play much now except for like the occasional tournament or whatever. Cool, man. And so kind of getting back into TCF and stuff, what was your biggest challenge prior to joining the TCF family?
I think it was just finding a place to go. It's funny because we're like right in the middle between Garner and Fuquay, where it's like 15 minutes minimum either way to like get to an actual gym. And I've always preferred having like things set out for me. Like when I go to the gym, I don't typically want to think about it. I've done trainers in the past too, just to do that. And even when I was on the rugby team, like we had a trainer for the team that like just mapped out all of our workouts for us. So it's kind of a convenience for me, a little bit of a like I can shut off my brain and just work out because I don't have to think about
like
100% like plan things and then figure out what to do. You guys can just tell me what to do.
I come in, okay, what are we doing today?
So yeah, there's that convenience, and you're like right down the street from the house, so that's always a plus.
Yeah. And then so what changed after joining the TCF family?
I mean, I started coming more regularly, so that's a plus. I met a lot of people, which has been really nice, and made some more friends in the area. And being like new to Raleigh, it was nice to be able to like find some community and some friends and work out at the same time.
Yeah, kind of achieve some goals, getting some fitness on while also kind of meeting people. Because didn't you say that you just moved to the area like just before you joined the gym or something like that?
Yeah, it'll be 3 years, October 20th.
Okay, so like you had moved in and everything like that, got settled, and then came to join the gym.
Yep.
Cool. And so like any other positive impacts that you've seen since joining TCF? So like you had that community, convenience of coming and working out.
I mean, my fitness is up.
Yeah. Hey, that's a good thing, right?
Yeah.
Cool. And then what would you say to somebody on the fence about joining?
Just to try it. I mean, that's pretty much what got me into it. Same thing for rugby. It's like if you're on the fence about doing it, like just try it. Try one of the bring a friend for free weeks or anything like that. Or I guess talk to one of you coaches about coming in for an evaluation to figure out if they'd even want to do it.
Yeah. You just give it a shot, right?
Yep.
I mean, what's it going to hurt? You're going to come in, try it out. You don't like it? Find whatever works for you. If you do like it, great. Sort of thing. Well, cool, man. Anything else you want to add to finish off? Anything you want to tell the people?
No.
No? Well, cool, man.
Any more questions?
No, that's it. So, Craig, thank you again for taking the time to talk to us and everything like that, and congratulations on being November's Member of the Month.
Thank you.